Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. Here I'm just going to be applying the Rhode glazing milk onto my skin just to prep it for makeup. Okay, so here I'm just going to go in with a little bit of brow gel just to comb the brows a little bit and get like a little bit more of a shape to them. Okay, so here we're going to go in with the tissue, wipe whatever you might have at hand, and then that's just to wipe off any of the excess gel that might have gotten onto your skin. And after we're done with that, we're going to go in with the Fit Me concealer, and this is just to carve out my brows. And also I like to use this same concealer for my under eye circles and any redness that I might have on my face, and that's just to prep before I go in with the actual foundation. I like to go in with a shade that's similar to my skin tone, and then this is just my personal choice. It helps. Usually when I go in with foundation after, I feel like I don't need to use as much as if I, wouldn't use any at all. So that's just my personal choice. Okay, so here we're just blending out that concealer, and I like to use a little bit of what's left over and drag it down to my eyelid as well, just to cover up any darkness or redness that I might have. So here I am going to go in with the House of Labs foundation, and I'm going to carve the top of my brows out, and this is just to get a better blend when I go in on my forehead, and there's not two different shades of concealer and foundation on my forehead. So that's just another personal choice, I guess, as well. So this is where I mentioned I like to go in with that same concealer and go underneath my eye and on the sides of my nose, which is where I tend to get the most redness. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend it in. Okay, so here I'm just blending everything out, and this is just with the Real Techniques blending sponge. This is, I believe, the smaller version of the orange one, and I really honestly like this one, and I prefer it more than the orange one. I feel like the orange one, once you run it under water, it tends to get a little bit too big. Okay, so here I'm just going in with that same foundation, the House of Labs foundation, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it all over my face and blend it out with that same sponge. And I do like to drag the foundation all the way down to my jaw and onto my neck, just so there's no harsh line. Okay, so here I'm gonna go in with that putty brush. This is the e.l.f. brush, and I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario bronzer or contour. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but here I am just applying it onto my cheekbones, and then I'm gonna do my nose and a little bit on my jawline as well. For my nose, I like to go in with a thinner brush, and that's just to get like more of a precise line, and I can blend it out pretty easily as well. If you guys haven't tried out this contour cream from Makeup by Mario, I honestly recommend it. I feel like it's not so harsh and it blends out really easily. You don't have to put much effort into, really blending it out and stuff. I feel like it blends out pretty easily. And also I find it's not too orange, honestly, and it's more of a cool tone. Okay, so here's where I went in with that thinner brush, and I'm just blending out that contour on my nose and putting a little bit on my forehead as well. So with any of that excess that I might have left on that brush, I like to go in on my jawline and then just go and blend that out as well. Okay, so here I'm going to go in with the House of Labs concealer, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it and let it sit for a little while. Just meanwhile I do my blush. I find that when I let it sit for a little while, I tend to get the most coverage out of it, and it leaves a brighter under eye. Okay, so here I'm applying it under my eyes and a little bit on my chin, and I'm going to apply a little bit, just a tiny bit on my forehead. Okay, so while we let that sit, I'm going to go in with this MAC blush in the color Grand. Here I'm using that same putty brush from e.l.f. Okay, so once complete with the blush, I like to go in with that same Real Techniques sponge and blend out the concealer underneath my eye. The concealer I had applied on my chin and the concealer I had applied on my forehead, I like to go ahead and blend that out with the same sponge as well, and then just go over with that same brush I used for my blush and kind of blend it out as well. Here I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and this is just to set underneath my eyes. Underneath the blush, just to carve it out a little bit. And I'm also going to be using that same powder to carve out, and get a little bit more of a defined nose as well. Here I'm going to go in with the shade Melba by MAC. This is a powder form blush. So I just like to go over that previous blush I applied and kind of set it. Here I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and dust off any of that excess powder that might have stayed. Okay, so here I like to go in with that same sponge and just apply any of that leftover concealer that might have been left over onto my eyelids. And once we're done with that, I like to go in with the Rare Beauty lip liner and line my lips. Okay, so once complete with the lips, I like to go in with my eyelash curler and curl my lashes before I apply any mascara. Here I'm going to go in with a little bit of highlight from the House of Labs brand as well. And I'm just going with the little Morphe brush and apply it to the high points of my cheekbones and blend it in with that blush as well. I'll do a tiny bit on the bridge of my nose, and that's just so it can look a little bit more bright and give it more of a defined look. Here I like to go in with that same brush I used to carve out my brows and clean up any of that lip liner. Okay, so for my eyes, I like to go in with a thin brush and use any shade of brown. This is just more of like a bronzy type of brown. And I just like to do a blended out liner, I guess you can say, on my lash line. Okay, so I like to go in with that same brush and then just kind of clean up that liner a little bit, just to get that little wing. And here we're going to go in with the Lash Princess by Essence mascara, and this is a waterproof version. Here I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom of my lashes as well. And once we're all done with the makeup, I like to set it with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray and go in with a little bit of lip gloss. This is by the Lip Injection by Too Faced in the shade Soulmate. Once I've applied my setting spray, I like to go in with that same highlighter brush and then just go over the highlight. I feel like it tends to bring it out a little bit more once it's set. And that was pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any questions about the shades that I used in this video, go ahead and comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.